Okay, so I got the car in here last night. I really haven't done anything to it yet. I want to get a little video of this so far. I'll get some more pictures as well. I've dusted it down and stuff like that from it sitting in the garage. But anyway, I just want to get a nice little video of what it looked like when we first got it in here. I got it in here late last night. Today I spent time going down and getting some parts, going to get some things that I needed just for the hangar, as well as for the car project. This car has been in my family since brand new, since 1970. It's a 1970 Mercury Cougar Eliminator. It's, again, a family heirloom. It's been what I would call deep storage for a number of years. I've started and stopped many times on restoring the car. I just had to keep putting my career first. Like many people, the project became farther and farther down the line. Well, about 4 months ago, my dad and I were sitting around, we were talking, and he said he really needed to get the car out of the way, and I had already been thinking about, I wanted to get back to work on the car. So here we are. I'll start unpacking it. We'll start finding all the little areas that need to be addressed. I'll start making a worksheet of what we need to do. I've already pulled a couple things out of the car. I'll find those here in a second, but it's got a couple minor dings and dents on it. It's probably got more damage from, this was the first dent it ever got. My dad likes to proudly show. It's probably got more damage from sitting around and from being put onto trailers than its actual life as a working car. Yesterday I'll show some pictures. We had a tire, had to find a backup, had to buy a old beater tire just to put it up on have air in the tires, I should say, because yesterday, after all these years, finally the tire in the front just wouldn't hold air, and I don't understand why. The tire was originally installed in 1972. You'd think this stuff would last a little while. Anyway, here's the original spare for the car. We've got all sorts of little trinkets and little stuff that we'll start unveiling as we go, but here's the car. I think this was kind of neat. My dad did something kind of fun with the license plate. First 2 years he put the new registration on there and then swapped the rear license plate for the front license plate. And who would have thought about that back in 1971? So anyway, hope you enjoy this. This is going to be a long-term project, I feel. I'm hoping I'll be able to keep some momentum on it, but like many of us, we have the day-to-day life, and you can see this is part of my day-to-day life, keeping all these things in the air and people who want them happy, and get to do a lot of flying in them as well. But anyway, so hope you enjoy. Okay, so I've went ahead and vacuumed out the car. I've wiped it all down on the inside. Not a detailing, but just an idea of what we have to work from for the future of this project. You see the doors are relatively good shape. As we come in here, the seats for a 50-year-old car that spent most of its life in dry climates, the vinyl is in really good shape except for right here on the driver's seat. Looks like somebody might have got in it with a razor blade in their pocket. Again, this car, it's been shuffled around many times. It's not uncommon that it was in the way to get, you can see on the disc brake emblem's gone in here, but the car's been shuffled around many times. It's been in the way several times, been tucked away in various garages between my dad's house and my house. Well, actually not my house, my hangars over the years. We'll go ahead and flip this thing back. Back seat, other than the foam, is completely shot, but again, it's 50-year-old foam. What are you gonna expect? The carpet's in relatively good shape. It's tufting a little bit. I think probably I'll go ahead and replace it in the future. Just, you know, coming up soon when I'm doing the interior, I'll go ahead and replace it just so we have something nice, new, plush. I'll go ahead and deal with the sound deadening underneath it, obviously. Back deck, back deck lid is shot, but that's an easy fix. Coming up, the headliner, it's already come down a little bit. You can see the roof. It looks really bad in this, but it's actually just a little bit of light surface rust, and most of it's like a foam or a spray adhesive that held up some sound deadening. So I'll go ahead and clean that up. We'll readdress that. I'll give it a good paint underneath to keep it from rusting underneath again. In the near future, I will be dealing with this. This poor steering column seen better days. It started off, I don't remember who started this, but I remember having to deal with it since I've ever dealt with the car. The turn signal went dead, and then that turned in, hey, let's go ahead and replace the part because it's really cheap, to, holy cow, this thing is just a complete wreck. Again, the car's it's been sitting around for a lot of years, but it's had a little bit of life. And again, as we go through stuff, we'll go ahead and replace these things, get it all straightened out. Still cleaning. You can see little remnants of the car sitting around for a while. It's going to be an ongoing cleaning project. One of my big projects is going to be in the interior. While I'm doing all this, I'll go ahead and remove the headliner. Obviously, it's got a big rip there. Got a little tear here. Again, 50-year-old material. It's been in a really dry climate. In the last couple of years, it's been, probably the last 10 years, it's been in Hemet, California, which is known for having very high summertime temperatures. As we come over here, you can see it's had a few radios in it in its life. We'll go ahead and address that, clean up wiring and that kind of stuff. Getting a little bit of surface rust where the paint has kind of just faded away over the years on the glove box, but we'll address that again when we pull out the whole dashboard. We'll go ahead and take that out. I'm planning on, well, obviously I have to replace it. I'll get it neatened up, cleaned up. We'll go ahead and deal with the heater core at that time. Make sure that we have a nice serviceable heater core, because, well, if you're going to pull it this far, you might as well get everything. And I plan on replacing all the lighting on the inside with LED lighting.
Now it's time to start cleaning out the trunk and seeing what we have to work with.
now we're all vacuumed out in the trunk. It's absolutely clean. It's probably the cleanest it's been in 30 years. Even in the past when I've had it, it's the trunk's been where everything gets collected and forgot about while I'm working on other stuff. Take a look here. We have, let me bring the slide around here. We have the California admissions package in this. You know, even in 1970, they were cracking down at admissions here in California. It hasn't changed at all. So as I'm coming around, you can see the fuel tank. At some point years ago, my father had actually pulled the tank out. It had, you know, sediment and such in the bottom of it. So he pulled the tank out. He had it chemically treated, all put back together, but had it capped off, and it's never had fuel in it since. So I'll take a little bit further look in it. I'd really like to replace the fuel tank. I plan on doing that. It's just a matter of, well, with the California admissions package on there, it makes it a little bit more difficult to find new parts for those. But fuel is, you know, you want to have clean fuel, you want to have a reliable fuel source, and you want to make sure you don't have any leaks or anything like that. So maybe I'm a little bit paranoid coming from my aviation background. You can see here's the, yeah, way to go. Here's the tire inflation bottle, original OEM. It's been in this back of here for almost 50 years. Never been used to, as far as I know. This kind of a neat little setup, and hopefully I don't butcher it too bad when we put it together. Don't need anything more to fix. All right, so as we come around here, it's in a really good condition for a 50-year-old vehicle that really hasn't been pampered. You know, much of its life, as I've probably mentioned before, it's been sitting off to the side just waiting for time, money, opportunity to really bring her back to life. So again, it's my dad's first brand new car, and since I was a little kid, I've always dreamed about doing stuff with it. And, you know, it's gone through various family members over the years, and now it's my turn. As we go around through the electrical system, it's actually one of the issues I really have to start addressing, sorry about that, sooner than later, is things like this. You know, at some point somebody needed to put a little splice in there for whatever reason, and it's probably all they had, and it was probably something that was it needed to be done right away so they can go on to the next thing. So again, this is, you know, it was never a show car, it was something to be used, and you know, they just had something laying around the house for doing electrical wiring, home electrical wiring. So we'll get that addressed. We'll start working on the electrical. Probably one of the first things we're going to do in every compartment we do is we're going to address what we need for the electrical and make sure that gets taken care of promptly and correctly. Over here we have, get my fingers out of the way. We have some of the controllers for the sequential system back there for the really cool Mercury Cougar sequential taillights. There's some really neat updates with that. I'm going to explore those. I plan on upgrading all the lighting throughout the vehicle with LED lighting and such, but we'll address those as we come. There was a little bit of rust whenever I got in here, notably right here. This little low spot right in this area, and obviously, well, water accumulated there and it didn't have anywhere to go. This little rubber grommet did its job and kept the water out from below, but it also kept the water in from above. So that will get addressed. We'll get that cleaned up. There's a lot of great products out there to help minimize that and control it. I've taken a look at it from the bottom. It looks pretty good. Just luckily it's real thick steel, so we'll be paying closer attention to all that stuff later. But you can see, really, again, for a 50-year-old vehicle that's not had a pampered life at all, it's in really good shape back here, and I'm looking forward to really getting in here and working. Alright, so this is the end of my first day, by the way, of having the car. It's been a long day, been cleaning it up, getting things sorted, organized, all that kind of stuff, and hopefully We'll be ready to start working on the car here pretty shortly. All right.